Listen, close your eyes for just a moment. Feel the weight of the air around you. It is warm and heavy, carrying the scent of baking bread from a nearby oven, the faint bitterness of olive oil, and the distant, ever-present smell of the Tiber River flowing slowly through the heart of the empire. You are not a senator. You are not a soldier. You are not a merchant or a craftsman with a shop on the Via Appia. You are something else entirely. You are a slave. And today you will wake before the sun has even thought of painting the sky over the 7 hills of Rome. This is not a story of glory. This is not a tale of conquest or of emperors. This is a story of survival, of routine, of the millions of souls who built the Roman world with their hands and their backs and their silent, unrecorded lives. This is a day in the life of a Roman slave. If this resonated, here's a smart little favor. Hit like to boost the algorithm, subscribe so we stay connected, drop a quick thought in the comments, and share it with someone you care about. Only if you truly enjoyed it, no pressure, just genuine thanks for being here. The first sound you hear is not a rooster, though you will hear one soon. It is the creak of a wooden door somewhere in the vast household, and the low murmur of voices beginning to stir. You are in the slave quarters, a modest, windowless room just off the main courtyard of a wealthy Roman Domus. The walls are rough plaster, cool to the touch, and the floor beneath you is packed earth, worn smooth by the shuffle of countless bare feet. You share this space with 5 other slaves, their bodies curled on thin straw mattresses, their breath a steady rhythm in the darkness. Your own body aches, a familiar, comfortable pain. Yesterday, you carried heavy amphorae of wine up from the cellar. The day before, you helped clean the peristyle garden after a storm. Tomorrow, you will do something else, because that is the nature of your existence. You are property, an instrument with a voice, a tool that must be oiled with bread and water to keep it working. But you are also a person, and in the quiet of this early hour, before the demands of the household begin, you are free to think your own thoughts. Your name is not your own, of course. It was given to you by the master, a sign of his ownership, a mark of his power. Perhaps you are called Felix, a name meaning lucky, a small irony that you have learned to appreciate. Perhaps you are called Eros, after the god of love, a name given to you for your pleasing appearance when you were purchased at the slave market. Or perhaps you are called by a simple, functional name like Primus or Secundus, indicating your order in the household hierarchy. You do not remember your original name. That life, the life you lived before you were taken from your homeland, feels like a dream, a distant story told by a stranger. You remember a village, perhaps in Gaul or Britannia or the distant sands of North Africa. You remember a mother's face, a sister's laughter, a language that is no longer yours. But those memories are fading, worn down by time and the relentless demands of survival. Now your identity is bound to this house, this city, this empire that has consumed you. Slowly you rise, the others are waking too. There is the soft rustle of coarse wool tunics, the sound of sandals being slipped onto feet, a quiet cough from an older slave who suffers from the damp. No one speaks. There is no need. The routine is ingrained, a sacred ritual that requires no words. You gather your tunic, a simple, undyed garment of rough wool, and pull it over your head. It is warm from your body heat, and it smells of your own sweat and the lingering scent of the kitchen fires. You are not given a belt, a small privilege reserved for more trusted slaves. Instead, you tie a piece of rope around your waist, a makeshift measure to keep your tunic from bunching as you work. Your feet are bare, the soles tough as leather from years of walking on Roman stones. You have not worn shoes in a very long time, and the sensation of the cool floor beneath you is a familiar comfort. The others file out of the room, moving like silent shadows through the narrow corridor. The house is still dark, but you know the way instinctively. Your feet carry you past the atrium, where the impluvium pool reflects a sliver of the pre-dawn sky. The stars are still visible, the same stars you once watched from a different land, a different life. The house is quiet, but you feel the presence of the family sleeping in their private chambers. You are their shadow, their unseen support, the invisible structure upon which their entire world rests. You reach the kitchen, a low-ceilinged, smoky room dominated by a massive hearth. The fire is already crackling, a testament to the work of the night slaves who never truly stop. You are not a kitchen slave today, but you are here to fetch water, to begin the long day of service. The well is in the courtyard. You take the wooden bucket, heavy and rough-hewn, and lower it into the darkness. The rope scrapes against the stone, a sound that will echo in your mind for the rest of the day. You pull the bucket up, the cool water splashing onto your arms, and you carry it back to the kitchen, your steps measured, careful, efficient. This is the world you inhabit, Not a world of grand ideas, but of small tasks, each one leading to the next, a chain of actions that keeps the household alive. You see the cook, a large Gaulish slave named Marcus, who has a gentle face and a fierce temper. He barks an order at you, a request for more firewood, and you nod, your face impassive. The secret to survival is to be invisible, to be useful, to not be noticed. As the sun begins to rise, casting long golden shadows across the courtyard, the household awakens. You hear the master's voice, a deep, commanding tone that makes the very walls seem to listen. He is calling for his sandals, his morning wine, his breakfast. The responsibility for fulfilling these orders falls to the household slaves, and you are among the first line. You are a senior slave, perhaps a personal attendant, a body slave who has served the family for many years. This status offers a small measure of privilege, but the weight of service is immense. You enter the master's cubiculum, a small private room adjacent to the atrium. He sits on the edge of his bed, his expression clouded with sleep and the weight of his own concerns. His name is Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus, a patrician, a man of immense wealth and influence. He is not cruel, not in the way that some masters are known to be cruel. He is simply indifferent. He does not see you as a person. He sees you as a function, a piece of the complex machinery of his life. You kneel and help him slip on his sandals, the leather cool and soft. He drinks his wine, a watered-down, slightly sweet concoction, and you stand silently, waiting for his next command. You are assigned to the garden today. The peristyle is the jewel of the Domus, a colonnaded courtyard filled with statues, fountains, and exotic plants. Your task is to prune the myrtle bushes, to water the roses, to sweep the mosaic pathways until they gleam. It is quiet work, meditative in its repetition. The sun is warm on your back, and the sound of water trickling from the fountain is a gentle lullaby. You work carefully, using a small curved knife to trim the branches, your movements precise and practiced. You understand the garden's rhythm. You know that too much water can drown the roots. You know that the pruning must be done just so, to encourage new growth. This knowledge is the currency of your value. You are not just a brute force. You are a craftsman, a gardener, a caretaker of beauty. You see your fellow slaves moving through the house. There is Callistus, the Greek secretary, a learned man who records the master's correspondence in elegant, flowing script. There is Alia, the elderly slave who guards the entrance to the women's quarters, her face a mask of implacable authority. And there is the young slave, barely more than a boy, who runs errands through the streets of Rome, his bare feet kicking up dust as he dodges the passing litters and the stray dogs. You see them all, and you see yourself reflected in their faces. You are all part of the same vast, silent army, the millions of nameless individuals who make Rome possible. There are more slaves in this city than free citizens. The entire economy, the entire social structure rests upon the foundation of forced labor. You are the engine of the empire. Without you, the grain would not reach the granaries. Without you, the aqueducts would crumble. Without you, the great temples and public buildings would stand unfinished, monuments to a dream that could not be realized without the blood and sweat of the enslaved. The morning work continues. You prune, and you sweep, and you water. Your hands grow calloused, your muscles ache, but the rhythm is familiar. You are part of something larger than yourself, and there is a strange, dark comfort in that. You are not alone. You are surrounded by the ghosts of a billion others who lived and died just as you are living now. You are a link in a chain that stretches back to the dawn of civilization and forward into a future you will never see. The thoughts drift through your mind, half-formed, easily dismissed. You are a slave, and you must not think too much. Thinking is a luxury you cannot afford. Thinking leads to hope, and hope leads to disappointment, and disappointment leads to anger, and anger leads to ruin. So you prune and you sweep, and you keep your mind quiet. The great demand of the day is lunch, the midday meal. You are called to the dining room, not to eat, but to serve. You stand at the side of the table, a bronze pitcher in your hand, ready to refill the goblets of the master and his guests. He has invited a group of his peers, a small gathering of wealthy Romans who lounge on the couches, their togas loosely draped over their bodies. They speak of politics, of the emperor in his palace on the Palatine Hill, of the latest games at the Colosseum, of the rising price of wheat. You listen, though you pretend not to. You are invisible. You are a piece of furniture. But you hear everything. You hear their petty squabbles, their secrets, their fears. They speak of the slave rebellion in Sicily, of the desperate, hungry men who took up arms against their masters. Your master scoffs, dismissing the rebellion as the work of primitive barbarians who do not know their place. But you hear the tremor in his voice. You see the flicker of fear in his eyes, and you understand the lunch is a simple affair, but the conversation is far from simple. One of the guests, a senator with a weary face and a cynical smile, speaks of the distant frontiers. He tells of the legions in Britannia, fighting a relentless war against the painted tribes. He tells of the Great Wall being built in the north, a barrier of stone and earth meant to keep the savages at bay. And he tells you, without knowing it, that you are not alone, that the empire is a constant state of war, that it is held together by blood and fear and the endless willingness to dominate. You refill his goblet, your hands steady, and he does not thank you. He does not even look at you. You are a thing, a tool, a necessary convenience, but you are also a witness. You see the cracks in the great edifice. You see the fear behind the arrogance. And you hold this knowledge deep inside you, a silent, secret treasure. After lunch, you are assigned to a new task. You are to accompany the master to the forum. This is both a privilege and a burden. It is a privilege because you get to see the city, to walk through the heart of Rome, to feel the pulse of its chaotic, magnificent life. But it is a burden because you must carry the master's chair, a heavy, ornate piece of furniture known as a sella curialis. You are strong, but the weight is immense, and the streets are crowded. You are part of a small entourage, a group of slaves moving in unison, carrying the master through the narrow, twisting streets of the Subura, a dense, noisy district filled with the poor and the foreign. Here the air is thick with the smell of cooking oil, animal dung, and the sweat of 1,000 bodies packed into insulae, the towering, crumbling apartment blocks that house the masses. Here the gods are different. Here the language is a chaotic mix of Latin and the tongues of 100 conquered nations. And here you see your own kind. You see slaves pulling heavy carts, their faces streaked with dirt and exhaustion. You see slaves in the stews, their eyes hollow and lifeless. You see slaves in chains being led to the auction block, their only value measured in the silver that will change hands. You are grateful for your position. You serve a wealthy master, a man of the ruling class. Your life is hard, but it is not the hardest. You are warm, you are fed, you are not in chains. The Forum is a vast, open space, the beating heart of Roman political and commercial life. The master sits in his chair, surrounded by clients, and he conducts his business. He speaks to other senators, to merchants, to officials. He signs documents, gives instructions, negotiates deals. You stand behind him, silent and watchful. You are his shadow. The day passes slowly, the sun arcing overhead, the shadows lengthening across the marble pavement. You see the temple of Jupiter on the Capitoline Hill, its gilded roof gleaming in the afternoon sun. You see the rostra, the speaker's platform, where the great orators of Rome have moved the masses with their words. You see the people of Rome, the plebeians, the freedmen, the foreigners, the slaves, all moving in a great, endless stream. And you realize with a sudden, clear understanding that you are part of something immense, that your life, however small, is part of the fabric of history. That your labor, however silent, contributes to the glory of Rome. It is a dark thought, a bleak comfort, but it is a comfort nonetheless. As the sun begins its slow descent towards the horizon, you and the entourage return to the Domus. The master dismisses you for the evening, and you retreat to your quarters. The other slaves are there, their faces weary, their bodies aching. You are given a simple meal, a bowl of pools, a thick porridge made of roasted wheat, and a piece of bread. It is not much, but it is enough. It is sustenance. As you eat, you sit in the gathering dusk, the sounds of the city drifting through the walls. The gentle creak of the door, the murmur of voices, the distant barking of a dog. And you think of your home, the place you left behind, the faces you will never see again. You think of your mother, her hands rough from work, her eyes soft with love. You think of your father, a strong, silent man, his back bent from the plow. You think of the village, the fields, the simple life you once knew. It is all gone now, taken from you by the Roman conquest, by the endless, greedy expansion of the empire. You are a slave and you cannot change that, but you can remember, you can keep the memory alive. It is your last act of defiance, your last piece of freedom. The night deepens and you lie down on your straw mattress. The other slaves are asleep, their breath a steady rhythm in the darkness. But you are not asleep. You are thinking of the future. You are thinking of the possibility of freedom. It is a faint hope, a distant star that flickers on the horizon. You have heard stories of slaves who bought their own freedom, who saved their wages, their peculium, and purchased their liberty. You have heard stories of slaves who were freed by their masters, a reward for years of faithful service. It is a rare occurrence, but it does happen. You have a small wooden box hidden beneath a loose stone in the corner of the room. It contains a few coins, the small tips given to you by the master's guests, the occasional gift from a grateful visitor. It is not much, but it is something. It is a dream. And tonight, as you lie in the darkness, you allow yourself to dream. You allow yourself to imagine a life beyond these walls, a life where you are your own master, where you can walk the streets of Rome as a free man. It is a beautiful, impossible dream, and it brings a smile to your lips. Sleep comes slowly, gently, like a tide washing over you. The sounds of the house fade away. The distant noise of the city becomes a soft murmur, and you are no longer a slave. You are a farmer walking through fields of golden wheat. You are a father holding your child in your arms. You are free. It is a dream, and you know it is a dream, but you let yourself believe it. In the darkness of the night, in the quiet of your heart, you are free. And the sun will rise again, bringing a new day, a new set of demands, a new journey through the endless cycle of labor and survival. But tonight, you are free. You drift into a deep, peaceful sleep, your body resting, your mind at ease. Tomorrow will come soon enough, and with it, the chains. But for tonight, you are a Roman slave, and you are at peace. The dream lingers, a soft, hazy warmth that wraps around you like a shroud. You see the fields again, but they are different now. They are the fields of Latium, the rich volcanic soil that feeds the empire. The wheat sways in a gentle breeze, its golden heads bowing in unison, a silent chorus of abundance. You are not a slave here. You are a man, a farmer, a citizen. You feel the sun on your face, warm and reassuring. You hear the sound of laughter, and you turn to see a woman and a child, their faces blurred, but their joy unmistakable. It is a dream of what could have been, of what might have been, of what you have lost. It is a bittersweet dream. A mixture of pain and longing, but it is also a comfort. It reminds you that you are still human, that your spirit is not broken, that your soul has not been extinguished by the years of servitude. You cling to this dream, holding it close, letting it fill your heart with a gentle, aching light. The first light of dawn begins to filter through the small window of the slave quarters. It is a soft, gray light, the color of oyster shells and distant mist. The sounds of the household begin to stir. You hear the creak of the door, the low murmur of voices, the faint clatter of pots in the kitchen. The dream fades, receding like a tide, leaving behind only a faint echo, a whisper of its warmth. You open your eyes, your body heavy with the weight of sleep. The familiar ache returns, the dull, persistent pain in your back and shoulders. You are a slave again. The dream is gone, but the memory of it lingers, a soft, glowing ember in the depths of your heart. You rise, pulling your tunic over your head, your movements mechanical, practiced. You are part of the machinery again. You are an instrument in the great orchestra of the Roman household. The day begins again, much like the day before. The same tasks, the same demands, the same relentless cycle of work and rest. You fetch water, prune the garden, carry the master's chair. The sun arcs across the sky, a silent, indifferent witness to your labor. The hours pass, measured not by clocks, but by the movement of shadows, the changing sounds of the city, the hunger in your belly, the thirst in your throat. And yet there is a subtle shift in your perspective. The dream has changed something. It has reminded you that you are not just a tool, not just property. You are a person. You have memories, dreams, hopes. The chains around your body are strong, but the chains around your spirit are weaker. You carry this awareness with you, a secret weight that anchors you, a light that guides you through the darkness. The master is in a good mood today. He has won a court case, a small victory in the endless legal battles that consume the Roman elite. He speaks to you, not as a master to a slave, but almost as an equal. He asks you your name, and you tell him, a small, simple answer that carries a weight beyond its syllables. He smiles, a rare and precious gift. He offers you a small cup of wine, and you accept, your hands trembling slightly. You are not invisible. You are not a tool. You are Felix or Eros or Primus or whatever name you carry. You are a man, and for a single fleeting moment you are free. The wine is sweet on your tongue, a taste of something beyond the ordinary. It is a taste of a life you will never have, a glimpse of the world that exists beyond the walls of the Domus. You hold the moment close, savoring it, letting it fill your heart with a fragile, fleeting joy. The afternoon is a blur of activity. The master prepares for a banquet, a grand feast celebrating his victory. The household is in chaos, a whirlwind of motion. You are assigned to help in the kitchen, where the Gaulish cook Marcus commands his small army of servants. The air is thick with the scent of roasting meat, the pungent aroma of garum, the fermented fish sauce that is the lifeblood of Roman cooking. You are given a knife and a pile of vegetables. You chop onions, leeks, carrots, your eyes watering from the fumes. You work alongside the other slaves, a silent, efficient team, your movements synchronized by years of practice. The kitchen is hot, sweaty, and demanding, but you do not complain. This is your role. This is your purpose. You are the fuel that keeps the Roman machine running, and you are proud of it. The banquet is a magnificent affair. The triclinium, the dining room, is filled with guests. The couches are draped in rich fabrics. The tables are laden with silver platters, overflowing with exotic dishes. The slaves move among the guests, pouring wine, serving food, attending to every need. You are one of them. You carry a heavy amphora of Falernian wine, the sweet, golden liquid sloshing gently within. You pour it into the guests' goblets, your movements graceful and precise. You see the master, his face flushed with wine and pride. He is the center of attention, the hero of the evening. And you feel a small, quiet pride of your own. You are a part of this. You have made this possible. You are the hands that serve, the feet that carry, the eyes that see. And you are remembered even if you are never named. The night deepens. The banquet continues, the laughter growing louder, the conversations more animated. The guests drink and eat and the slaves work. You are tired, your body aches, your eyes are heavy, but you do not stop, you cannot stop. The demand is endless and you must meet it. But the evening is not without its rewards. You are allowed to eat the scraps from the tables, the leftovers that would otherwise be discarded. A piece of roasted lamb, a crust of bread soaked in gravy, a few olives. It is not a feast, but it is a meal. You eat quickly, your hunger sharp and urgent. The food fills your belly, a welcome warmth. And when the banquet finally ends, when the guests stumble out into the cool night air, you retreat to your quarters, your body exhausted, your mind at peace. You lie on your straw mattress, the other slaves already asleep. The sounds of the night fill the room, the gentle snoring, the soft rustle of bodies, and you think about the day that has just ended. It is a strange thing, the life of a Roman slave. It is a life of constant labor, constant demand. It is a life of being invisible, of being a tool, of being property. But it is also a life of small moments, of quiet victories, of hidden joys. It is a life of memory, of dreaming, of hope. You think about your mother, her face hazy but familiar. You think about the smell of the village, the smoke from the cook fires, the sound of children playing. You think about the river that flowed past your home, its water clear and cold. And you hold these thoughts close, cupping them in your heart like a precious flame. You are a slave, yes, but you are also a person, and no one can take that from you. The week passes in a steady rhythm of work and rest, the days blending together in a seamless tapestry of labor. You serve the master, you tend the garden, you run errands through the city. You see the same sights, hear the same sounds, feel the same weariness in your body, but the dream does not leave you. It lingers at the edges of your consciousness, a constant, gentle presence. It is a reminder that you are more than the chains that bind you. It is a whisper of freedom, a promise of a life beyond these walls, and you cling to it, a secret treasure that sustains you through the endless days. One evening, a stranger arrives at the Domus. He is a slave trader, a man with a sharp eye and a cunning smile. He has come to buy a slave, to take someone away from the household that has become your home. Your heart races as you watch him from the shadows. You are afraid. You know that the lot of a slave is precarious. You could be sold at any moment, separated from the people you know, the place you have learned to call home. The trader examines the other slaves, his gaze lingering on their faces, their bodies. He asks questions about their skills, their strengths, their weaknesses. You hold your breath, praying that he will pass you by, that you will be allowed to remain in the only home you have ever known. And he does pass you by. He chooses a young slave, a boy who has served in the kitchen for only a few years. The boy is led away, his eyes wide with fear, his lips trembling. You watch him go and a cold knot forms in your stomach. It could have been you. It might still be you one day. But for now you are safe, you are still here. And you are grateful the days turn into weeks, the weeks into months. The cycle continues unbroken, eternal. You grow older, your body growing tired, your hair turning gray. The master grows older too, his voice losing its command, his step growing slower. You are part of the house now, a fixture, a piece of its history. The younger slaves come and go, but you remain. You are Felix the slave, the one who has been here the longest, the one who knows the rhythm of the Domus. The master begins to treat you with a grudging respect, a small admission that you are more than just a tool. He entrusts you with new responsibilities, tasks that require judgment and loyalty. You feel a small, flickering sense of pride. You have earned this. You have survived. You have endured. Summer fades into autumn, the leaves turning to gold and crimson. The golden autumn sun casts a warm, gentle light over the city. The festivals begin, the celebrations that mark the end of the harvest season. The master allows you a day of rest, a rare and precious gift. You spend the day in the forum, watching the games. The chariot races that thrill the masses. You cheer for your favorite team, your voice lost in the roar of the crowd. For a few hours you are not a slave. You are a Roman, a citizen, a man. You feel the sun on your face, the joy of competition, the thrill of victory. And when the games are over, you walk through the streets, your head held high. You have a few coins in your pocket, enough to buy a small treat, a pastry, a piece of fruit. You are free. For one glorious day, you are free. Winter comes, cold and damp. The city slows, the streets emptying of their usual bustle. The household is quiet, the days shorter, the nights longer. You spend your time in the kitchen, sitting by the fire, listening to the stories of the other slaves. They tell of their homelands, of the places they left behind. They speak of gods and monsters, of heroes and villains. They sing songs, soft and melancholy. You listen, your mind drifting, your heart aching. You miss your homeland, the warmth of the sun, the familiar faces. But you are not alone. You have your fellow slaves, your brothers in chains. And together you endure, you survive. The years pass, you are no longer young. You are an old man now, your body bent, your muscles weak. The master has died, and his son now rules the Domus. He is a kind man, a gentle soul who remembers you from his childhood. He does not sell you. He keeps you on, your duties light, your needs provided for. You have become a part of the family, a living memory of a time that has passed. You are still a slave, but the chains are looser now. You have a small room of your own, a warm blanket, a comfortable mattress. You have earned this. You have survived. You have endured, and then one day the dream comes true. The new master, the son of the old master, calls you to his study. He speaks to you in a quiet voice, his words measured and kind. He tells you that you have served his family faithfully for more than 40 years. He tells you that your loyalty has been a beacon of light in the darkness. And then he tells you that you are free. He gives you a small document, a manumission certificate, a piece of parchment that declares you are no longer a slave. You are Felix, a Roman citizen, a free man. The tears flow freely, streaming down your weathered face. You fall to your knees, your body trembling with emotion. You thank him, your voice broken, your words stumbling, and he smiles, a gentle, understanding smile. You are free. After a lifetime of servitude, you are free. You walk through the streets of Rome, your heart soaring. The city is the same, its crowded streets, its towering buildings, its endless noise, but everything is different. The colors are brighter. The sounds are sweeter. The air is cleaner. You are a free man. You can go wherever you want, do whatever you want, be whoever you want. The world has opened up before you, a vast and endless horizon. You are no longer a slave. You are a man, and you are ready to live. The sun rises over the city of Rome. It is a new day, the first day of the rest of your life. You walk without direction, letting your feet carry you through the familiar streets. You pass the Forum, the Colosseum, the Temple of Jupiter. You pass the slave market, the very place where you were sold so many years ago. You stop and look at the men and women standing on the platform, their faces filled with fear. You see yourself in their eyes, the reflection of your own past, and you feel a deep, profound empathy. You know their pain. You know their fear, but you also know their strength. You know that they will endure as you did. You know that they will survive as you did. And you know that one day perhaps they will be free as you are. You walk away from the market, your steps light, your heart full. You are free. The words echo in your mind, a triumphant refrain. You are free, you are free. The city stretches out before you, a vast, complex tapestry of life. You are a part of it now, not a shadow, not a tool, but a man. A free man, you think of the dream, the golden fields, the loving family. It was a dream of hope, a beacon that guided you through the darkness. And now you have the chance to make that dream a reality. You are not a farmer, not a husband, not a father, but you are free, and that is enough. That is everything. You find a small room in a quiet corner of the Subura, a simple space with a bed and a small window. You hang your few possessions on the walls, a small token of your new life. You sit by the window, watching the sun set over the rooftops. The city is alive with sound, the distant roar of the Forum, the gentle murmur of the neighborhood, and you are part of it, a living, breathing part of the great machine of Rome. You are a free man. The dream has come true, but the dream is not the end. It is only the beginning. You have a new life to live, a new story to write, and you are ready. You are free and you are ready to live. The stars begin to appear in the night sky, the same stars you watched from the courtyard of the master's Domus, the same stars you watched from your village a lifetime ago. They are constant, eternal, unchanged by the passage of time, and you too are unchanged in your heart. You are still the same person, the same soul, the same spirit. The chains are gone, but the memory of them remains. You carry the memory with you, a badge of honor, a testament to your strength. You are a Roman slave, you were a Roman slave, but you are also a free man, and that is a story worth telling. The night deepens and you lie down on your bed. It is a soft bed, a comfortable bed, a bed you have earned. You close your eyes and the dream returns. The golden fields, the warm sun, the laughter of children, but this time it is not a dream. It is a memory of a life you are now free to live. You are no longer a slave, you are a man, and the world is yours. Sleep comes gently, a soft embrace that carries you away from the cares of the world. You dream of the village, your home, the faces of those you loved. You dream of the master, a man of power and authority, now a distant memory. You dream of the city of Rome, vast and eternal. And you dream of the future, a future filled with hope and possibility. You are free. You are at peace, and you are ready for whatever comes next. The sun rises over the city of Rome, a new day, a new beginning. You wake slowly, your body rested, your mind clear. You open your eyes and look around your small room, the simple furnishings, the light streaming through the window. You smile. It is a new day. It is a new life. You are free, and you are ready to live it every moment, every heartbeat, every breath. You are a Roman slave no more. You are a man. And your story is only just beginning.